everyone, so I'm back again with another video. This time around I have some more recent pickups to share with you guys. In this video I'm going to be mostly showing you guys some video games, but I also have a couple of movies that I grabbed as well. In fact, I think it is only 2 movies. Yes, it is, only 2. One is a Blu-ray and one is a Laserdisc. The Blu-ray movie I'm going to show you guys is Cruel Intentions. I think I have this on DVD. I have it digitally. I have it on PSP UMD, and now I have it on Blu-ray as well. It's definitely one of my favorite movies from the late 90s. Very enjoyable movie for many reasons, but I should not really go into it right now. Pretty much it's just high school drama pumped up to the nth degree. It's crazy, but watch it. Please watch Cruel Intentions. Great movie. The other movie that I got on Laserdisc for $2.99 is a movie that I've seen at BMV, this store where I get a lot of my Laserdiscs from more recently. I've seen it there for a while now, and I sort of didn't really jump on it until now because they're pretty much almost out of stuff at this point. I did buy a lot, and other people bought a bunch of stuff from them as well. But I grabbed this here. It's Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Kind of stupid mid-90s comedy, but actually no, it's not mid-90s, it's late 80s. I always thought that this was from like the mid-90s. Like, I guess that's when I saw it, and I just assumed that it was new from back then, but apparently it's a late 80s release, and that's kind of strange, and actually thinking about it now does kind of make sense. But yeah, just a pretty okay comedy, at least in my book. Now moving on to the games that I got, I found one game at a thrift store, and it was at the thrift store just down the street from me. It's a game that I've actually been trying to get for a little while now, and it's a somewhat okay like strategy RPG, if I remember correctly. It's in a sort of long-standing series that hasn't had that many entries in it. It's Valkyrie. I can't believe I almost mixed it up with another game there, but it's Valkyrie Profile Covenant of the Plume, and I got that for, like I said, $4.99 at the thrift store just down the street from me, and it was complete as well. The manual for it being sort of back in there. And let's just get this off to the side and move on to the next sort of set of games here. I recently went to a sort of community yard sale. It was a very large sale across multiple streets for several blocks. Just very large sale, very near where I live, and I actually ended up at a sale at a house directly across the street from one of my aunt and uncles, and well, pretty much what was happening is at this sale I saw nothing but like baby stuff and girls' clothes and just other stuff that really did not interest me at all. But I see a guy there. I ask him if he had any video games or anything like that. He tells me that he doesn't have any at the sale with him, and that it wasn't his house. He was just there helping with their sale, and he actually had a whole bunch of video game stuff at his house, and he just lives a couple blocks further to the east. We pretty much ended up exchanging information. He got my number, I got his. We talked about it. He sent me some pictures of what he had, and this is what I ended up grabbing from him. Now, a couple of these games are games that I already had, and I ended up swapping out some of them, pieces from some games, so manuals or cover art or discs, and I sort of made the best condition copy, and then I actually traded them off already, so these are the copies I'm going to be keeping. Choose to believe me or not really up for debate right now, but these are the games that I got. It is 7 games in total, all for the GameCube. I'll start out with, I suppose, the worst to the best. Of course, my personal judgment here. First game is NHL 2004. The next game is Tony Hawk's Underground. And I think, yeah, here's where he also included this memory card. I should probably mention it first. So I paid $30 for 7 games and the 251 block memory card. So let me just get that back in the case here. But yeah, Tony Hawk's Underground. Next game is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. Then moving on to slightly better games here, Reckless the Yakuza Missions, but this one here is a multi-platform release. But the next 3 games are all GameCube exclusive games, and 2 of these are games that I already had, so I did just swap out some stuff and trade off the other ones. First game here is Harvest Moon: A Wonderful Life, and that one is complete. Next game is Animal Crossing, and for this one here, I actually already had the memory card, but the one that he was selling me did not come with the memory card, but everything else was there, so I ended up sort of swapping out stuff, because the copy that I did have, and you could probably see it in one of my GameCube collection update videos, the version that I had was the Player's Choice version, so I really did want to swap that out and get a Black Label release of that. And the last game from the set of games that I bought from this guy, surprisingly, I did not have this game already. I thought I did have it, but apparently I have a whole bunch of the other games in this series. It's the first Resident Evil remade on the GameCube. Have not had much experience playing this remade Resident Evil, but then again, I also have a download version of it for the PS4, so I don't think I'll be playing the GameCube version anytime soon. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the PS4 version that I got. Actually, I got it through the Humble Bundle Capcom PlayStation bundle that they were doing a couple weeks ago. And then moving on from that set of stuff, I took, sorry about the crumpling there, but I took the 2 games that I already had there, which were Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing, along with a couple of other games. I think it was New Super Mario Bros. For the DS and Ribbit King on the PS2. All those which were doubles for me, and I got $80 of credit out of it. I can even show you the receipt here. Kind of steep and ridiculous, but that's what I got. So you can see it right there, that it says that I got for trade here $80. So believe me or don't believe me. And these are the 2 games that I got. First game is a PS4 game. It is slightly older from my understanding, like it's been around for I think like 2 or 3 years at this point. But it's been a PC game, and I think it was released digitally as well on the PS4. But I saw a physical copy of it, and it's published by the same company that did that published Teslagrad and a couple of other sort of smaller indie games. This one here is a psychological, like a first-person psychological horror game where you play as a child with a teddy bear, and the game is called Among the Sleep. If any of you have any experience with this game, just let me know in the comment section below what your experience with this game was like. And that one was priced at $30, brand new. And the other game that I got brand new is a game that I had completely forgot that had even been released. I started watching the series that this is based on a little while back. I want to say over a year ago at this point. But I started watching the series. I watched like the first 10 episodes, I think it was. Then I stopped watching it. Then I saw that they had another series, and then they also had a movie, and I really need to catch up. But I saw this game here, released for the PS4 and the Vita. But usually when games are released on both the PS4 and the Vita, it's usually just a Vita game that's been ported to the PS4 rather than it being two entirely separate games or anything else like that. So I got the Vita version, which is also compatible with the PlayStation TV, which is a plus, but not that big of a plus. It's Psycho-Pass Mandatory Happiness, and I can see why this game ended up coming out in North America, because it is published by NIS America, and usually with a lot of anime and Japanese games that are released, if they're going to come to the US and Canada, they're usually published by NIS America, unless of course they're backed by larger companies like Square Enix, Capcom, and other companies like that. But that one there was priced at $50, and the PS4 version was also $50. So I just went ahead and grabbed the Vita version. But that's what I got. A couple of new games, a couple of one last gen game, a bunch of GameCube games, a Blu-ray, and a Laserdisc as well. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. And also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check that out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.